Khem was confused. Something wasn't right. His spirit, it wasn't in his body. Where could he have gone? He tried to remember, but the last thing he knew, he had lost consciousness. Now he woke up in a strange bedroom. It felt familiar yet wrong. The air smelled faintly of old wood and incense, and the light coming through the window made everything look hazy, almost like a memory he couldn't fully grasp. A man was standing there. Tall, in a khaki uniform, handsome, but there was something about his eyes that made Khem shiver. They were too dark, too knowing, like they could see inside him. "Wake up, Khem." Khem furrowed his brow and stepped back. His heart pounded in his chest. Who are you?" The man laughed softly, but it didn't reach his eyes. He stepped closer and sat on the bed, leaning in just slightly. "We haven't seen each other in many nights. Have you forgotten me?" Khem tried to dredge up a memory, but it slipped through his mind like smoke. His chest tightened. Something about this man felt familiar, something dangerous. Take a look around. "This house, do you recognize it?" Khem looked. The walls, the furniture, the faded wooden floors. Everything felt like an old Thai drama from the 1980s he had once watched. The colors were soft and muted, almost washed out. Even the air felt heavy with memories he couldn't name. Are you the person from my dreams?" The man nodded slowly, a smile tugging at the corners of his lips, and then took Khem's hand in his own. The touch was cold, like ice spreading through Khem's veins. "Stay here with me, Khem. I'll take care of you." Khem pulled back, shaking his head violently. "No. If I stay, that means I'm dead. I don't want to die yet." The man's smile disappeared. His face grew pale, then greenish, as if sickness had taken over. He moved closer, crawling slowly onto the bed, his movements unnerving. "When will you stop rejecting me, Khem? When will you look back at me?" Khem's heart raced. Fear wrapped around him like a tight rope. The man's face twisted, his features stretching into something horrifying. Something Khem had seen in nightmares before. "I've protected you for centuries. You belong to me. Dream on." Khem screamed. He jumped off the bed and ran, but his ankle twisted painfully on the stairs. He fell, then pushed himself up, crawling desperately. Every sound, the creak of the floor, the whisper of the wind through the windows, made him flinch. The door slammed shut behind him with a deafening bang. Khem froze. The man's grotesque legs, twisted and malformed, blocked the exit. Cold fear consumed him. He curled into a ball on the floor, hugging himself tightly, his breath short and panicked. Suddenly, a strong hand grabbed the man's hair and yanked him backward. Khem looked up. It was Pharan. His black eyes burned with anger, sharp and unyielding. "Master, it's been an hour. Bring him back." "But Chayot." The man struggled violently, his body twisted in unnatural ways, decaying and grotesque. Jett ran forward, grabbing a clay pot decorated with protective spells. Pharan trapped Chayot's spirit in the pot, sealing it with a red cloth covered in mystical symbols. "We'll deal with him later. Follow me." Pharan led Jett and Chan into the forest. The path was narrow, dark, and overgrown. Shadows moved in the corners of their vision. Every crackling leaf and distant bird sound made them tense. By dawn, Pharan stopped. "Khem is nearby. Split up and search." Chan tried to go one way, but Jett grabbed his arm. "Careful! You could fall!" What looked like a cliff was actually an illusion, a trick of the spirits. The forest seemed alive, reshaping itself to confuse them. They realized it just in time to avoid disaster. Pharan led them to a large, ancient tree. Behind it, a faint golden light glowed softly. It was the sacred thread Pharan had tied to Khem the day before. "Khem!" Khem lay motionless on the ground, his eyes empty, lifeless. Jett's chest tightened. He wanted to shake him awake, but something inside told him to wait. "Call his spirit back first," Pharan instructed. Jett stepped back. Pharan lit incense and candles, arranging them carefully around Khem. The smoke curled and twisted in the morning light, carrying the prayers upward. Pharan closed his eyes and spoke firmly. Spirit, come back. Deities of the forest, protect him. Bring him home. Let him not wander away again. The golden light around Khem's body flickered, then expanded. Slowly, his muscles relaxed, his fingers unclenched. His chest rose and fell with steady breaths. Khem had returned. Jett carefully picked Khem up, cradling him in his arms. He was heavy, limp, and still pale, but alive. Chan moved to help, but Pharan shook his head. I'll carry him. Pharan lifted Khem effortlessly, moving like a monk, calm, steady, and unshakable. Jett and Chan followed closely, stepping carefully over roots and rocks. The forest was quiet now, almost respectful. Khem was finally safe. For now. Though his body was back, the memory of Chayot's obsession, the twisted house, and the dangers of the forest would linger. Khem had faced death and returned. With Pharan and his friends watching over him, he finally had a chance to live again. The journey wasn't over. But for the first time in a long while, Khem felt a glimmer of hope. Even though Khem had returned, the memory of fear, the twisting house, and Chayot's obsession would stay with him. He would wake at night, feeling the cold grip of panic, remembering how helpless he had felt. But now, he wasn't alone. Pharan, Jett, and Chan were by his side, watching over him, ready to protect him. For the first time, Khem realized that life could still hold warmth and safety. Even after darkness, there could be light. Even after terror, there could be comfort. He took a slow, deep breath, letting it fill his lungs. The morning sun peeked through the trees, casting a gentle glow on the forest floor. He felt the grass beneath him, smelled the fresh air, heard the faint chirping of birds. The world was alive and he was alive too. Khem knew that his journey was far from over. But for the first time in a long time, he felt a small, steady spark of hope. A promise that even after the worst nightmares, he could still find safety, friendship, and maybe even peace. And as he closed his eyes, resting in the arms of those who cared for him, Khem realized that he could finally begin to heal not just from the fear, but from everything that had weighed on his heart for so long. Sometimes, survival isn't just about escaping danger, it's about finding the courage to trust, to lean on others, and to believe that life can still hold light after the shadows. And so, Khem's story continued, a reminder that even in the most terrifying moments, hope can shine through, and the heart can find its way back home. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more exciting adventures. And make sure to hit the notification bell so you never miss the next chapter of Khemjira's journey.